Hello and welcome back to Blades and Blasters. We are sitting down to play some Delta Green. And tonight we are doing Operation Uneven Terrain. And with me I have Irving, Herr Doctor, and Howard. So last time we had a bit of furlough wherein your agents, your soldiers, got some downtime to rest and recover. Colonel Gray was very adamant that you all just take a little bit of you time to help recover some of the stress from the last mission that you went on. And over that time, it was discovered that the next target was in Italy, and that you all would be going to Italy via Switzerland, since it is neutral at this point. Now, one of the things that wasn't discussed last time, however, was how you were going to get into Switzerland. But as you all gather today at the PISCES warehouse on the outskirts of London, Colonel Gray he's got a somber look on his face as you all gather in and come in. And he says, well, yes, all of you, I have made arrangements for you to get into Switzerland. It's going to be slightly difficult, but with this method, that's the best way that we can ensure to get you as close as possible to Italy. So, yes, all of you will be going undercover as German soldiers. And Switzerland right now is accepting refugees or defectors and things like that. So we have arranged it within the British government, the Swiss government, to allow you to entry into the country. You will be posing as German soldiers. You will be landing in France and making your way to Switzerland that way. So, any questions?
I suppose. Sounds fairly simple.
I will be the fucking oldest soldier around.
You don't necessarily have to be a soldier. We can arrange the paperwork for you to be a person fleeing the Reich itself.
Yeah, that is very fitting.
Now, before you leave, before you embark, I do have a specific request. Now, every time that you've gone out and come back, and we've had our debriefing sessions, you've mentioned the flags that have been flying, the altered swastikas. I need one of those to study further, to figure out why it's causing such a reaction in you, and why there are mass deposits of them at each of these sites. That is a mission-critical objective. I need that to further confirm what the oversight operation is.
Could you please specify? I mean, a five-year-old could draw you what is missing on that swastika.
Yeah, I've taken a few good looks at it. I could draw something up.
Yes, and he goes over to his desk, and there are.
I assume we did that before, because why wouldn't we?
Well, there are a few loose sheets of paper, and you might have done that before. But he goes,
yeah.
I would like just confirmation again here. Please draw it out for me.
Yeah, almost derisively, probably Howard and. Her doctor would just literally, like, as it's, a 5-year-old could do it. Like, grabs a piece of paper and a pencil and just, like, draws the broken swastika, the one that's missing one arm.
And
did Irving never end up seeing it, or
he saw it once?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So as you go about doing that, both you, Air Doctor, and Howard look at each other's papers, and it's unsettling. It's as you both look at each other's papers, Howard, what the doctor drew is what you saw before, but Air Doctor, what Howard drew is different.
How so?
The arm is still missing, but the other branches of the arm are twisted in strange ways.
I'm like, that's I'm sorry, Howard, but that is not even close to the swastika the Nazi government uses.
Howard looks a bit strangely at you and looks at the paper. I mean, I'm
90
I'm not
degrees,
an artist,
yeah,
but
like right angles, not left angles. But honestly, like how hard can it be? And I sort of with my index finger, I like tap on mine and said, "Look, very easy."
I mean, it's freehand.
No,
It's
you're
not
clearly
perfect,
wrong.
but-
Colonel, he gets up and hands him his paper and says, "This is what it actually looked like. I don't know why Howard maybe is confused. Do you have?" He looks around. Does anyone here have an actual swastika that I could show for demonstration purposes?
They do, but then he holds up. Colonel Gray holds up his finger and looks over to Irving. What was your rank?
Yeah, he looks a bit perplexed by it. Can he see the? Are they like in plain view?
They are. Yep, they're just on sheets of paper. He's holding them out. But I think what did we rank you at? I think it was Lance Corporal.
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he holds out a piece of paper and a pencil for you, Irving. And he goes, "Please draw what you saw."
He kind of looks at the other pieces of paper. Is it
No.
pretty
And he
much as you
grabs those
described?
before you take them and goes, "I want what you recollect."
All right. And he'll go ahead and take his time drawing it out.
The doctor says,
Simply.
"I see where you're going with this. It's very interesting."
And both of you, Air Doctor and Howard, you look to Irving's picture, and it looks like how you were describing it before, Doctor, with the swastika with just the piece missing. But when you compare it to yours, you notice that even on the arms of the swastika that they're starting to bend and twist a little bit. And when you compare it to Howard's, there's a progression there. So Colonel Gray grabs them and lays them out on the desk there, and he points to each of them. There is something going on with the flag at each of these sites. Now, our forecasting operational division has predicted within a 70% accuracy that the oversight operational target revolves around what they're trying to do with these flags. But there's still a 30% chance that it might not be. That's why I need a flag to confirm.
Okay. He says, "Yeah, okay. I understand now it's not as
Irving.
much about the symbol, but what they're doing with it."
And he nods.
Irving's kind of looking and mouth slightly open as he puts his hand up to it. Are you saying you think they're messing with folks' heads with the flags?
That would be a leading theory in comparison to everything that we are being shown here.
Yeah, and the concern is pretty clear on his face. Oh, I see. That's anyone that could see it would. This could be bad. Eh?
That is correct. That's why it is important for me to confirm. Now,
So are we landing in a German-controlled France or something else?
you're landing in German-controlled France at the moment.
Ach,
The
scheiße.
time is roughly about November 1941.
Cold as shit.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any further questions?
What did you say, November 40 what?
1941.
Oh, early. Yeah, early in the war.
Yep, because the scenario started in roughly about September, or the whole campaign started in September 1940. So you've
Oh,
progressed.
wow, a
along.
year ago?
Yeah.
For the characters? Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had a pretty big break for a bit there.
Yep, each session there's been a span of a couple of months in between. And the
Yeah.
only thing was with your furlough recently, that took a little bit longer because Colonel Gray saw what a bad time y'all had.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right. So,
we need maps of the route, and are we as he looks around? Are we sure where this Herald Christiane Kremer is in Italy? I would assume maybe in the sub-Alps, because they're asking for spelunking and mountaineering equipment and mechanical repair material, but they could be digging a hole anywhere.
that is correct. Now, the most recent intel that we have dictates that a large shipment of mechanical soldiers the size of men was shipped and dropped off at Milan.
Do we still have that ley line map? Isn't that couldn't we see where the ley line converges, and then that's where we have to go, maybe?
Yes, you certainly could. And he lays that out and puts that down. There are some ley lines that lie around there, but as you can see, he doesn't say that. He kind of he taps out the ley lines and he pauses for a moment. But you did take care of the door warden.
Yes. What are you implying? That they stopped using the doors because he's dead?
He was the one creating the keys, correct? And the
Yeah, we left behind hundreds of them.
Did you?
The house was full of them.
I believe that there were some explosives, correct?
To be fair, I saw the house for half a second and then a bullet hit me.
That is true. But the key takeaway, pardon the pun, but the main takeaway, however, is that from what I have understood in your debrief is that the mask itself came from the door warden. And the mask and the keys are the tools that are instrumental in opening up a door.
So the current intelligence assumption is that the Germans have ceased their ley line walking?
From the most recent intelligence reports that we have, it appears that traffic in regards to shipping and receiving as well as troop movement has declined since you have taken out the door warden.
Very good. This might help us in the overall war. If they have to go back to conventional transport.
Which is why that was a very smart move on your part to take him out.
Yeah. Well, I just remember I took a bullet for this war.
Yes, you and others.
Well, yes, the others aren't standing here going into Germany, occupied France.
Yes.
I mean, we've been to France before.
I didn't like it then either. I fled that shit country. I mean, France and Germany, so I could be, follow my whatever. Doesn't matter. So you notice that he was about to go on a rant, but actually caught himself.
Wow, progress.
Yeah, character growth.
Well, all that aside, I don't suppose we'd have access to any kind of a scout or anything like that. Any kind of guide that might be able to show us the way through.
We do have some people on the ground there that will be able to lead you to the border. Once you get to the border, however, that's where things begin to get hairy, because we don't have an active network with inside Switzerland. We do, however, there are a couple of things that will be required of you. One, you will be presenting yourselves as Germans, either soldiers or medical doctors or things like that helped with the war effort. You'll be escorted across, and from there, your weapons will be confiscated. You'll be taken to a refugee camp. From what we have arranged using the resources that we have available to us, you will be put in the district of Valais, which is towards the southern part of Switzerland. Now, that is the closest point that we can get you to, as well as closest to the Alps, which we believe that the envoy is working with.
Right. And so I suppose we'll just have to sneak out of the camp. Then.
Correct. Now, I do believe that there are a couple of you that are very, very good at doing that.
Not so much, but that means we have to also find our own weapons again. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Also, if you-
equipment-wise, we'll be attacking the Nazi compound. Yeah, this does not look good.
It does not look good, but since there's at least one of you that is proficient in mountainous, or not mountainous, but wilderness conditions, and there are two of you that are fairly competent with being stealthy. You have all shown yourselves to be extremely resourceful in the past, and I trust that you will be going forward.
I mean, if push comes to shove and we can get the drop on someone, I imagine we'll be fine, but we'll just have to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Does anyone here speak Italian? Because I really don't.
Well,
No.
we're supposed to be German anyway, so I don't imagine.
I guess we can speak German in Italy. That is very true.
Any
And
other
then
questions?
Herr Doctor looks again to Aki, says to Irvine, and says, "You speak German, if I recall."
I do.
And then points to Howard and says, "You do not. Is that correct?"
Nah, I speak English.
That's fine. I can try and teach you some phrases.
Yeah.
While we're underway.
Yeah, teach me one.
Right.
He looks expectantly at you.
But you mean right now? Well, you have to be able to say Scheiße properly.
Scheiße.
No, not Scheiße. Scheiße.
Scheiße.
Much better. You were 90% there.
Alright. Sounds good.
All right. So you are given the appropriate clothing and equipment that would correspond to German infantry.
Right.
And you were flown and airdropped into France. Over the next week or so, you eventually make your way through to the Switzerland border. And when you come across, you are immediately not captured, but you are taken by the Swiss Guard. And from there,
How
you're
dare.
handled around, passing through several small towns. You make your way to the idyllic countryside. Now it is winter, but this is about the best that I could find of this region. So just have to use our imaginations a little bit. So
We're bringing along Raven's character, right?
yes,
Okay.
Thaddeus is there. He's huffing and puffing and grumpy.
Nice. Can't suffer alone with these young ones.
Exactly. So as this passes, you do eventually make your way into a work camp. So I need someone to roll me a d6, please.
Oh, to be clear, that doesn't look like a refugee camp picture.
I know, but that's the best that I could find.
Ooh, a 4. Did we win?
Let's see. Did you win? Oh, with a 4? Yeah, you definitely did. Okay, so give me a moment here. I need to take a look. So it's taken you, I would say, about a week and a half to get settled in and work about the camp itself. So what's in that time, life has become significantly more difficult than what you're used to. But how about we kind of flesh out what has happened in that time while I get these things out to y'all?
I mean, for Irving's part, he pretty much takes to the work they offer quite quickly. Spends his time, of course, also scouting around the area, making sure once they do plan on leaving, so that once they do plan on leaving, they can get out quickly and safely. Also, definitely want to try and figure out where they would have any firearms or any weapons. Even if he could grab some tools to use and set those aside somehow, that would be good.
Yeah, you'd notice that the the doctor is actually surprisingly hardy for his old years. So even manual labor he will do. He sticks with you guys, even though he is the one who speaks German. He's not that social, I guess. But he comes up with ideas of how, where maybe the fence could be broken through, or a tower could be toppled, or anything sort of like physics related. His ideas, you'll notice his ideas oftentimes completely bypass much simpler ideas that could also work, but he's just not wired that way. So he thinks into, A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, leads to E, whereas you're like, we could just break through the front door. Stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think Howard is largely keeping quiet around everyone, not wanting to give away he doesn't actually know German, but he is keeping a close eye on the people around, any weapons nearby, anything that he can grab at a moment's notice in case he needs to fight to defend himself. But yeah, that's him.
He's taught. He teaches you a few phrases that you know, like "leave me be," "I don't want to speak," "shut up," sort of all kinds of things that you can use, phrases that you can use to just stop people from talking to you.
How do you say "leave me be"?
I mean,
well, there's several ways you can do it. You could say "lass mich allein," which is just leave me alone.
Lass mich allein.
Yep, but it can't be a ch, it has to be a ch, or you're very clearly not a German. So it has to be "lass mich."
Mich.
Yep, much better.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
This is what you get with
You could always
B&B,
go
everybody.
first.
You get German lessons.
And then you can always wave your hand and just say "hau up," which is piss off, but friendlier. And then just see if they don't react. I'm sure I'm sure your character would pick up a few swear words as well.
oh, for sure.
Schlampe.
Irving will definitely help out. Although Irving is the type to toss in a few words that are not quite what he's saying that they mean, but nothing that would get you in trouble. Just things that would be funny for you to say wrong.
You wanting to blow our cover?
But we are in a camp,
nothing to blow your cover.
You are in a camp, yes.
But
Okay.
people will think you're weird.
Okay. Just a second here.
So the information you gave me, I could share with the group, right? Well,
Yes.
it's nighttime or something.
Yes.
Yeah, Doctor would tell the rest of the group. I heard there was a group of what I think were soldiers, German soldiers, who might have gone up in the hills or so. I haven't seen them again, but it was interesting. They weren't in uniform, they were on leave. If something happened to them in the hills and we got the equipment, that might be useful. But who knows where they went? Unless some of you are good in tracking. But I just wanted to say that I noticed them not coming back.
I was curious. I suppose we could check it out. There's not really much reason not to.
Well, if we have the time, I reckon if we break out, someone might come look for us. I don't know how much time there will be for us to walk around the countryside looking for missing German soldiers on leave.
I mean, I could try to track them. I ain't too bad at it.
And if it's a direction we'd have to head anyway, I suppose there's no harm with it.
I could
Yeah.
keep my eye out if we head that way.
Okay. Then I guess... Is there anything mechanical, electronical that could be exploited at this refugee camp?
Not necessarily. It's pretty low class. It's
Yeah, just like
or
wood
low
cabins. and-
technology. Wood cabins, reinforced metal roofs, but lamplight, a lot of lamplight, and oil burning stoves and things like that.
Mhm. Does it already get freezing at night or not yet?
November near the Matterhorn, yeah, it does.
Okay, then Herr Doctor would start collecting water inside that he plans to use to break open whatever he needs to. So, because yeah, if you make something really wet at night, the water will expand and crack it.
Yeah.
So we can do that with fence posts, anything in the wall, the outer parts of the wall of you just got to make sure that you maybe put like drench it in water. It's a feeble attempt, but sometimes it can. If it can work for MacGyver, it can work for us.
Yeah.
I believe I've seen on some show that they were cracking huge boulders with little insertions of water. They just have the water expand.
I'm curious.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Irving's down for whatever works. He'd be working about quite heavily, but I mean, just trying to stay warm given the cold, of course, too.
Other than that, yeah, if there's scraps around, maybe something we could make shears out of, or clippers, things that we could use to cut barbed wire eventually.
Easily enough between you and Howard and Irving, you're able to kind of fashion some rudimentary cutting implements.
Nice.
Let's see, and then
I'll add them to my cutting retorts.
As they continue to spend the days working away, Irving will definitely bring up the fact that there is apparently some Swiss guards guarding a American touring the countryside. Apparently, though, he learned this info from the Germans in camp, just as rumors and such.
That there's some sort of American touring with Swiss guards. Makes sense?
Yeah. Touring the countryside and such. So that's probably something more, honestly, I feel like more to avoid.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, Herr Doctor would say, well, what if the German soldiers that I heard about were actually not on leave, but on a, assassination plot?
Well, were they heading south?
I was not given that information. Only that they were interested in seeing the valley from a higher vantage point, but not. I don't know which way they went unless the GM will give me that information.
south.
Yes, they went south.
I forgot to type that in. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
I think I heard some of the Germans saying that they were excavating some of the tunnels in the mountains to the south. They think they found Jean-Frédéric Lachaux's folly.
Does that mean anything to any of us?
I don't actually know what that is. So.
Oh, is that not just a long person's name?
It's his folly. I don't know what you mean by folly, Dana.
Oh, it's like an art piece?
That's his name.
Yeah. And folly is the name of what his a work of his.
That would take some investigation, but me a second here, because you rolled a 4, so maybe Thaddeus could pipe in with something here. Let's see if he actually can do shit here. Nope. But that is something that you could maybe prize out of some other people.
Yeah, just ask them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how pray tell, how do you think this is related to the German, the American tourist and the German group I talked about?
I mean, there was part of a Swiss program to entrench the countries had their refugees digging out these tunnels. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that's probably where your German we're heading.
You think to disrupt that or to just spy on it?
I don't know.
It could be interesting to check out, but I don't expect these tunnels connect to Italy, don't they?
I wouldn't think they would, right?
You wouldn't make a tunnel into a different country if that tunnel is supposed to protect you.
I guess not. No.
They might be. They might well be a decent place to hide out if we need on the way.
Yeah.
He does have that.
The doctor would ask around.
Okay.
As straightforward as he is. Just someone else and go like, hey you!
You guy there.
Dieser Jean-Friedrich Le Chau's Folly, was ist das? I would just like, straight up ask them in normal German, because he speaks normal German.
Okay.
If they know what that is.
Give me a luck check.
Yeah, I think Irving will try and gain a bit of info as well.
Alright, just click luck,
Asking
right?
about it.
But it's a proper fumble.
Oh, wow. The guard, are you talking to a guard or just a German?
No, another German.
Okay. He kind of looks at you strangely, and then he disappears. He just kind of walks away from you quickly. As you kind of watch him move away, you see him go around the corner and begin talking to one of the guards and pointing back in your direction.
I do a whoop, 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 whoop. I quickly turn around so they can't clearly see my face, and then try and merge with the group, or with other people, and then take a few corners, go into a house and out of the house, and I go back to my own, where I'm supposed to sleep, and I'm defeated. It's the usual luck the doctor gets when he asks questions of people.
Irving, what were you doing? You were asking around as well?
He was gonna try and find out about what they discovered in the tunnels or whatever.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me that luck check first, please.
Alrighty. Boop. Oh, there we go. Hey!
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so what you get is that there have been rumors, and this is an older German. He appears to be probably in his late 50s, graying hair, but he was a German citizen, and he kind of pauses and looks at you for a moment, and so Jean Frederic Leschat, he is. You do not know of this man? He pauses for a moment and holds his hand up. Genius clockmaker, absolutely genius. He has made the most wonderful timepieces the world around, and he also has created some of the most amazing machinery. But there was a period of time where he went mad, absolutely mad, just barking, completely insane. And he fled from his home in Bern, down here, and wandered the mountains. this is all hearsay, but he disappeared up into the mountains for months, and then eventually came back down, stark raving, said that he would give every cent of his hard-earned coin away for mining equipment and for bodies to help him excavate. And people, not refusing coin, would help him, and they would large machines, tunnels were dug. But the people that went to help him never returned, and he kept coming down and asking for more people, and eventually he was turned away. But he spent at least 10 years of his life up in the mountains, and he points towards the Matterhorn itself, which is very visible from where you're at. He spent 10 years up there, and when he came back down, he was calm and collected, and he left behind whatever drove him to this up there. Is the rumor. People that would go on supply runs for him, and I said the people didn't come back, but people would come down for materials, and they would say that he was an absolute madman, and would have very peculiar specifications for rooms and for tunnels and things like that, and that's why it's called his folly, because he almost bankrupted his family on that. But when he came back out, like I said, he was calm and collected, and he went on to create some of the most amazing machinery the world has seen. So in Discord here, I will go ahead and put in the picture of what this man is talking about.
Yeah, so all of this sounding eerily familiar in certain regards. You can't help but feel like there has to be some significance to this. Some kind of weird twisted fate almost to the after, of course, thanking the man for the story and heading off, he'll tell the others pretty much verbatim what was said. I have to admit, it all sounds eerily familiar. I'm sure if this fellow listening up there, the Germans would want it.
So you think this is something we should check out?
Yeah, I do. If there's any chance that they have a way to access this, whatever's going on up there, whatever he left behind. I mean, it could be nothing, and it's on the way, so we might as well, right? I just have a bad feeling about it somehow.
We'll need to be careful, but I'm fine with checking it out. Doctor?
Yeah. What I don't do for my new mother country.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully it just ends up being nothing, and we can just move along.
I mean, don't you find it a little weird that these marionettes are essentially clockwork soldiers? And this Le Shot also is famous for clockwork?
And given the location and the fact that so many goods were transported to the south, you never know.
As a question, does the doctor... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't done.
Oh no, go ahead.
Do we recall any of the ley lines ending in the Matterhorn mountain? Like, could it be possible that underground bunker, the Folly, is actually a Nazi base?
With the ley lines going there, there have been some smaller ones that have ended up there, but given what you knew of the shipping records, the fact that there's excavation gear as well as spelunking gear, you can guess because the doctor has a fairly decent intelligence, right? He's a
85,
doctor.
I think. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a doctor. So,
Very
yeah, with that, you can put together that there wouldn't necessarily be an established Nazi base here, but there would be possibly the beginnings of a working one.
But that's inside Switzerland. Right? We're talking about Swiss, like country. Like Germans inside a neutral country.
Yes, which
As
they
in,
were
like-
allowed to do.
Oh, what? I see. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary that the Germans would be allowed to have some sort of operation running here in Switzerland?
Well, in regards to active operation, no. Switzerland's very much was a trading partner with Germany in World War II.
Yeah.
But as far as any military establishment or anything like that, no. So you get the sensation that if there is something working here, it is underneath the Swiss government's nose, or they're
Ooh.
paying a large amount of money to
Yeah.
keep people to look the other way.
In which case, maybe
Yeah, they're real.
if that would occur to Herr Doctor, maybe he would speculate and say like, well, what if we struck gold, as you would say, and this is sort of a production facility for these horrible, horrible marionettes.
It certainly could be. I mean, like I said, it almost twisted as it is. Sounds like fate. Anyway, but you never know.
Yeah, at least maybe we can find out something more in connection to our actual mission. I just find it doesn't sound good when the story is that nobody returned.
True.
Well,
Find out.
we've been places where other people weren't said to return if they were captured, so,
Yeah, you
Maybe
weren't the
our-
one with the bullet in the chest. I almost didn't return last time.
but you did.
I did, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Just pardon me when
Just
I'm not the
gotta-
first one through the door this time.
Well then, I'll be the first
Well,
that'll
like
go through the
Vic
door.
I'll be right there with you.
I mean, you can be behind me so you don't get shot again.
I appreciate that. I am certain my interest is certainly piqued, the doctor will say.
Good. Then let's do this. When should we head that way?
I suppose there's no reason to wait. Might as well go soon. Just do our best to figure out the lay of the land beforehand. Find out wherever you can.
The Matterhorn is big, yeah, it would help if we could find out at all where the site could be.
I'll do what I can, but
Would there
keep the ears open, I suppose.
is there any chance that maybe one of the people that we heard this from might want to break out as well? Like we could maybe bribe someone by breaking them out?
Well,
To
that
help us leave-
sounds
us there?
like you could try to approach these people.
Yeah, well, no, the doctor wouldn't. But I'm just wondering.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know, he's
yeah.
such a
Someone more
charmer.
sociable.
Irving
Yeah.
definitely doesn't want to risk it.
Okay. In that case, we don't go with a guide, and that's fine too. We might just find it ourselves.
But what you
But
could
yeah, I
do
mean,
is... Sorry, go ahead, Aggie.
Oh no, go ahead. I was gonna just say, could always just try and get the info on where it is, without asking for someone specifically.
So you do have a couple of different avenues of approach here. One would be to try and locate the specific German refugees that were responsible for digging out the tunnels to locate where in the mountains you should be looking at. Another would be to kind of ask around for more information regarding the recent Germans that walked through town and then went up to the mountains to never return. One of the other things, too, would be to kind of keep your eyes out to see, an influx of troops, not necessarily Swiss troops. They wouldn't, pretty low key here since they got the Matterhorn to the south. But it would be along the lines of keeping an eye out for equipment and things like that to help you progress. So because the Swiss for this refugee camp have equipped you with the basic clothes to keep you warm to a degree, but they're not going to go out of their way to make sure that you are comfortable. So getting the equipment that you would need, because they took your weapons, they took any tools that you have, you would have to find a storehouse.
There'd be
or
a lot of
like that.
Stockpiling essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or we steal something in town.
Yep.
Irving definitely would be trying to make sure we had, anything that could be used as makeshift climbing tools, stuff like that as well. Or anything
Howard
that
will
might be useful just for
around.
wilderness survival.
Well, the good thing is because we're in Switzerland and it's in the Alps, most houses will have that type of stuff in like a shed or inside the house. They would have skis. They would have probably like climbing things for your shoes. Walking sticks with a pointy end at the bottom, so you can actually like scale a mountain or ice properly. That kind of stuff we might be able, if required enough, to just steal from locals.
That'd be good.
Maybe even like a sled or something like that.
Anything that helps, yeah.
Okay, so who's going to do what?
Irving will try and gather some stuff up.
Okay.
Can we do that before breaking out? Because I'm assuming
that's what we're doing.
Yeah? Okay.
Is gathering materials and stashing them.
Yeah, you could make a stash beforehand and make a drop point so you could find that before you head out. Given that you don't know exactly how far up the climb is, you probably want to get at least a few days worth of rations.
Yeah.
Aki, I have a proposal for you. Will you marry me? No. What if Howard looks for the stuff? Since he can't talk to people because he doesn't know German.
Yeah.
And then you maybe help the doctor, work with the doctor on the information gathering part.
Yeah, that works if you want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine they can hash out like, alright, well, yeah, I'll gather more info, figure out where stuff could be. I mean, yeah, if we can figure out where there might be a cottage or something nearby, any little thing.
Sure, so... Alright, go ahead and give me... Since Howard's going to be doing this first, go ahead and give me a... Oh boy, that would be tough. You can give me a stealth check to stealth about and figure out where things would be, as well as starting to learn some guard rotations and things like that.
Alright, fingers crossed.
Or if you had another skill, you could pitch that to me as well.
What about alertness?
Yeah, I could give you an alertness with a -10.
That's better than my stealth. Okay.
Hey.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Due to a combination of altitude, mainly because you were at London before and you're now in Switzerland, so there is a little bit of altitude that you have to get used to. The working conditions that you've been in, as well as just the chill of the region that you're in. You look around, but you're constantly distracted. You're constantly fatigued. It is overwhelming to you in the situation that you're in. And as you pause while you're looking around, just kind of scratching your head and getting a little frustrated, you begin to hear this. And as you look around, you don't know exactly where that's coming from, but as you look up towards the peak, it seems to maybe get incrementally louder. You're not entirely sure.
Okay, got it.
But it's almost similar to your dreams.
Okay. Hate that. Yeah, I think
fair.
Howard will just kind of go back, let them know that he's having a hard time, but he thinks he's heard kind of like clockwork noises coming from the peaks.
Alright.
And
Doctor will look a little concerned because at that distance you shouldn't be able to hear any of that. That would have to be
So-
really, really loud.
as
And I
all of you
assume-
kind of look and focus
Right.
on the peak itself,
Yeah.
you don't really hear anything, but Howard, every once in a while, you can just key into that.
Crazy.
So, who's next?
I guess Irving can gather some.
Do you know what?
Sure.
You can do that with Thaddeus. So, Irving, you're going to go about trying to gather?
Yeah, gather info and stuff like that. Figure out if there's anywhere we could shelter en route, stuff like that. Mostly.
Okay.
And about the all the sketchy shit.
Again, we don't
Going
currently
on.
get out of the camp at all, right?
You
We don't have the reign of the town, for example.
do not have the reign of the town.
Okay.
The guards gather you up for the day. You are set out to go about mining. Also, you're kind of set about to be gathering resources, things like that, such as root plants and things to kind of brace for the winter.
Oh,
and
so
brace
there are
for the-
trips out of the camp.
There are. Yep, you're not just
Oh,
confined
cool.
to a camp.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're definitely. I imagine we're trying to figure out that we can escape and like where we can, like, because on, for example, trips to go out and gather materials, that's probably the best time to set up a stash out there.
Yeah. Okay, I thought the whole time we were our playbox is only the camp, and I was pretty despaired as like, well, that's not much.
Nope, sorry, I did not make that clear. That was on me.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I thought we were just completely. Yeah, that's great.
You're
That's
not
great.
completely fucked. I wouldn't do that.
But that means, for example, we could, on the way back through town or past the town, we could see a house with a backyard where they have clothes hanging on a drying line. Or someone having like a backyard shed with tools on or around or in them, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth gathering anything we can. I mean,
Maybe they have
like
a tool
I said, he's
store
gonna
in
try
town.
and get info on mostly like where stuff is in the area
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hopefully we can figure it out.
How would you approach it then?
Probably a lot of listening into conversations when he can, but he will kind of just appear genuinely curious about the area, about the landscape.
Okay. Go ahead and give
About
me
what
an alertness
it's
check
like.
then.
Alrighty. He's trying to be pretty careful about it. Not make it obvious that he's looking for this kind of info.
Okay. With a 26 as success, you're able to look around, find various instances where people wouldn't necessarily have their clothes out to dry, but you are able to find where like clothes are being mended and things like that. And on some of the warmer days when there's not snow whipping around, they have them set to the side as they go about, trying to prepare meals and things like that. Also, you do notice that there is an area that the guards tend to frequent, and they'll be switching out coats and things like that, or getting coats out for other refugees or other camp residents.
Alrighty, yeah, he'll get that all figured out, share the info and stuff, kind of corroborate between the others, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, and then Doctor.
A doctor would be fashioning mountaineering and survival tools out of scrap, nails, metals, wood he can steal from somewhere. Maybe he pretends, some of the tools that he's using is broken, and just pockets the top of a pickaxe or something like that. So I'm going with sort of craft mechanical.
Okay,
Sort of make pickaxes or walking sticks, or even I think cleats as they're called. You put them under your feet to walk on ice, that kind of stuff. You can do that with nails.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Nope. No luck today.
Bummer.
Yep. Maybe it's just shoddy material.
It's shoddy material, and you're not given a lot to work with in regards to that. You're given the pickaxes, but then you have to turn them back in at the end of the day, even though you try to smuggle some of the broken pieces out. You're still not able to collect enough over time to fashion the goods that you need.
Well, shit happens.
It does.
So what is it, like a 1 in 2 chance, or the other way around? Yeah, 1 in 3.
So Thaddeus comes back kind of empty-handed. That's what the bureaucracy check was for him. And he's taken some rudimentary German lessons from you, Doctor. But he goes, no matter how many times that I try to mend people and get some information out of them, they're just not, their tongues ain't loose. So, since Irving is gone, Howard, what's your next step?
If he could try again to get some gear, that'd be great.
Sure. What would you do to, since you weren't too alert, how would you approach it this time?
This time, I think I'm gonna be stealthy. I'm gonna try to sneak into some places, get some things.
Sounds great. Roll that and sing your stealthing song.
I'm gonna stealth all over the camp.
Perfect.
Do I get a bonus for?
You know what? Yes,
singing
I'll
this?
give you a +10 bonus for that. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Ooh, I needed that +10 bonus.
Yes, you did.
I'm back.
So, as you, on one of the outings, you are able to kind of have the guards be distracted enough. Either you end up sending one of the doctors on the doctor on one of his rants to distract the guards enough to kind of break up him arguing with another person, to sneak away and collect, I would say, some colder winter clothes, as well as some foodstuffs.
Okay, great. I'll definitely let everybody know that I was able to get some clothes and some food for us.
That's great. Very useful. The doctor seems genuinely appreciative.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hurdle, so good job.
Okay, so Irving, what's your next step?
Sorry, what was that?
What's your next step? What are you approaching to try to get for the group's
Sounds
hike?
like we've got pretty good info already, in terms of like useful stuff in the area. I think he'll try and gather more supplies, food, and anything that can be used as weapons, etc.
Okay. So you were alert enough to kind of get some information from people and a few goods and services at that time. How would you approach it this time?
Let's see. I mean, I think he's going to kind of stick to what he's good at and just be very careful. In this case, he'll try and be sneaky, I think.
Okay.
Try and actually slip away with some stuff and get it to a stash. I imagine we're setting up more than one stash just in case one gets busted.
Sure.
So.
Go ahead and roll that stealth, please.
Alright, let's hope. It's not great, but I've got to level it up somehow.
So yes, with that, unfortunately, you are not able to get away. You kind of try to copy what Howard did and try to get the doctor really riled up. It's surprisingly easy to do, but this time the guards are immediately on top of that and shut that shit down right away.
He's just not able to get an opening set up, huh?
Exactly. Which brings us back around to the doctor and question, what would you be doing to getting people ready? You tried last time to get some tools and implements that you need for your escape as well as your ascent, but what's the doctor's approach this time?
Sort of like a second go around to get people ready.
Yep.
And we're not rolling the same dice again, are we?
No, different skill this time.
Different skill, got it. In that case, once he's figured out that the material is shite, he will just look to see if he can scrounge up anything in the camp or outside the camp that he can notice. But I think his ideas are mostly around, as we go through the town or past the town, to chart a few like outhouses, sheds, places where there aren't dogs, so places where we could go on our way out to steal actual good gear.
Okay. And how would you approach that?
With alertness.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that alertness.
Got it. Yeah, no, it's not his time. It's just not his. He was not happy about this job, so he's gonna. Fate is just not doing it.
Let's see. So Thaddeus gets to.
Have I succeeded at anything this session?
I don't think so, man.
Jesus, he's having a hard time. Poor doctor. At least he has a support system.
He does. But, ooh, that's actually not a bad one. So you'll just try straight up persuade. Shit, I'm rolling like shit too. I'm rolling for Thaddeus's persuade. He comes back this time and he looks extraordinarily frustrated, and he goes up to Irving. He goes, "Now I say that the thing you told me to say to some of these gents, I got them riled up, and they're not wanting to talk to me at all now."
Well, that's not good. Did you say it with the right inflection? I don't know. Maybe you missed the T. I don't know. And he looks a bit sheepish, but is doing his best to maintain the fact of, you said it.
He just kind of throws up his hands in frustration and walks off. So I would say doing all of this, it's probably taken you about 2 days. You don't know how much longer you have, but you can kind of feel that the longer that you take at this, the higher the risk is. You don't know exactly what the Herald is doing up there, but time might be of the essence.
Well, it also increases the chance of us getting caught and then delayed further. So I think, what do you guys think? Should we do one more go just to try and make sure we're set? Irving would also talk about, he did see a very nice vehicle as well as a personnel vehicle parked in the mountains.
It's
Or
on the
outskirts of town. Yeah.
I'm fine going another round.
Doctor just wants to go. He's not having any luck. It's all shit. It's all scheisse. But he says he's confident he can hotwire a car if needed.
Well, I think more to the point that's probably the American.
Could be.
Regardless, I don't think it's going to do much help up in the mountains anyway. Let's just, I suppose perhaps we should just get up there. Huh?
Oh, he says he's got some bureaucracy as well. 50. He would say, well, if you have an extensive dig now to get into Le Chot's bunker, or Le Chot himself was previously excavating large amounts of rock, it stands to reason. So he would say, it stands to reason that there would be some road access way, because he probably didn't have a million Oompa Loompas to carry it all out. Which I might have just preceded the movie that has that in it.
You did.
Yep, I just realized it. I'll bite into a lemon. Dang.
That's fine. Let's just, I don't know, should we go one more? Try and spend another day getting on gear, or just get to it? Don't give him a chance.
Well, we have the clothes, and maybe you with your young eyes can spot something on the way out in the town that we could steal.
I did gather some info on that as well. Plenty of places we can nab from on the way up,
So why wait?
I suppose. Alright then. Tonight it is.
Alright,
Okay.
sounds good.
So you all do your rotation for the night, or for the day, and set about gathering your materials and start to make a break. So I'm going to have a group stealth check here. What that'll be is just one of you needs to roll stealth. And if you have above a 20 in stealth, you can assist with the other person's stealth.
I think I have the highest stealth of us. So I guess
Yeah, I
I'll
think
make
I have
the
28.
roll. I've got 51.
Yeah.
Can't assist.
Nice.
But Aki can assist, right?
Aki can assist. He does
Yeah.
have above a 20. So that'll get you a plus 20 there, Howard. So go ahead and roll some stealth.
Mm.
God
That's
dang
good.
it.
Oh,
Oh shit.
okay.
We
well,
are
it's
I
not-
thought you had
Not
said you
lucky
adjusted this
today.
adventure for us after the debacle of the previous one.
We
I
are
can't help
not
it when you're
lucky
rolling on
today.
on the bad end of the D100.
Dang.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So it wasn't a crit failure, so let's take a look. Yeah, their alertness is at 40. So you didn't get noticed, but they're keyed up tonight. You're not sure exactly what's going on, so you can get another check. Go ahead and roll again, and with the plus 20 as well.
Okay.
But if you fail again,
Oh, you
something
fucked it
will
up.
happen.
Hey!
I
So
just-
after nearly stumbling into a patrol, you pause, you hold everyone back, and the guards eventually move off and move away. You creep through the various side bends and spaces in between the huts, and you do get up to the razor wire fence, and let's say that you have some basic rudimentary things, not very good, but Air Doctor, you can go ahead and try to cut open the fence. You get one go at this.
This is craft, right? I
This would be
assume.
craft, yeah.
All right, sure. Obviously.
Jeez.
Wait, oh no, I have a 0 in
I mean,
craft.
I had
can't assist.
tools. The tools help, I guess. Maybe the tools fall apart and he just swears quietly.
Yeah.
What if Raz sings a craft song?
You know, if you sing, I give you a plus 10. That's just a given, an automatic given.
Oh, Open up and open up, you stupid fence. Else I'll blow you up, and there'll be no defense.
Oh, all right. I will approve of rhyming fence with defense. So you can go ahead and get a +10, giving you the
My
success.
God.
Hey.
Yeah.
The doctor is
yeah,
obviously
I
going
took a drink
completely
of water
nuts.
right when he did defense, and that killed me.
I believe you walked away when Howard's sang before to earn their +10. But yep, that's a new house rule. It's automatic given that you get a +10 if you sing.
What the fuck? I love it.
So yeah, all right. As the doctor gets down and starts kind of humming quietly to make sure that he focuses his mind, there is the snip, and then there's just the release of tension, and the doctor has to kind of back up quickly as the wire almost cuts him across his face, but you're able to cut a big enough hole to where you're able to slip out, all of you. So
Nice.
you gather the materials that Howard has stashed away, and you do slowly make your way into the mountainside. So I first need...
Do we have enough stuff, or do we need to pilfer the town at all?
Howard did set some to the side, but you don't
Okay.
know how long you're going to be up there. If you want to pilfer something on the way out of town, you can do that, but there is risk with that as well.
Yeah, what's the rest of them? Like, looking over, for example, we have enough clothes, and we have some food, I assume?
Yep,
But
you
do we have
clothes.
anything mountaineering?
You weren't able to craft really anything,
Yeah.
but Howard was able to gather food and clothing. So you would need to find some mountaineering stuff. You would also need to find... I believe Irving wasn't able to secure any weapons, correct?
No, yeah, I failed the stealth, sadly.
Yep. So you're going in weaponless, outside of maybe like some rough stones or some cutting knives and things like that. So finding some rifles within town, that's something that you could do because it is a mountain town. There are animals within the mountains.
Oh, not to mention the Swiss standing army. Like, they all go to the army. It's remarkable.
There is that as well. I know, it's crazy. Like
It's absolutely remarkable, yeah.
apparently
Yeah,
like 70% of them have enrolled.
Yeah. He would suggest that, of course, but he didn't. Again, had failed the previous roll, so he didn't memorize which house would be good to get pilfered. But the doctor would say maybe we could get even a map from like a tourist, if they have some sort of tourist kiosk or something, or.
I think actually Irving did succeed on the roll to gather info on places we could get stuff, right? Because that was the first one he did.
You did, yep, you succeeded on that. As far as obtaining that, though, that you were unable to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm
so
assuming
that
you guys
would
would owe like a stealth roll to try and go through town and steal something.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
Okay. Since Irving was able to locate some prime lifting spots before, I'll give Howard, I believe, is the lead stealther, a +20 for that.
Okay. We're gonna stealth right into the town. We're gonna get some things. I don't need the extra 10%.
Okay. All right. With the success, that was very well done.
Thank you.
I'll let that floating 10% go to your next skill roll instead of spending it on that. You're able to make your way through the town itself, and given Irving's directions, you're able to find some spots that maybe the people like to drink a little bit more, pass out a little bit earlier. They're heavier sleepers, but you're able to stealth into some abodes and steal. I would say you are able to get enough rifles, just some basic hunting rifles, as well as some mountain climbing equipment. Just rudimentary stuff. It's not, they're not scaling peaks here. They're maybe going up, to a nearby peak. But yeah, you're able to get enough
Rifles
to
are
get you
pretty
set.
top tier.
Perfect.
So
I'll be able
you
to actually kill stuff now.
maybe, yeah.
Also, I just want to call out that I rolled the same thing for stealth both times. Or like the last 2 times.
You did.
56.
Roll 20 is being funky tonight, I see.
It's true.
All right, so you're able to gather your newly acquired equipment, loose fitting as it will, but gear up for rations. So I need a survival check from someone as you begin to make your way into the mountains.
Someone other than me.
I have 50 survival.
That's pretty good. Her doctor grew up in a lab, so what do you think?
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm making this check.
Yeah, he's not outdoorsy
Yeah,
at all.
definitely
I'm gonna put that extra 10% towards this.
All right.
Hey.
So as you do make your way up into the mountains, I need everyone to roll me a d4, please. I'll even have Haas there do it. Wow, that is 3 2s and a 4.
I am
Okay.
victorious.
So that is how much
Alright,
willpower you
hold my
lose.
death. Oh no! I knew that's what it would be too.
It is. It's climbing mountains. You're all not mountain climbers, so this shit sucks. But that is, the price it costs to climb up. But as you move your way up, where's Thaddeus at? He lost 2. All right, he's doing all right. Okay, so you do make your way into the mountains, and while not confirming with people exactly where the tunnels were, because that was a very specific set of refugees that were set to do that, you can kind of get a rough idea of where tunnels would be with that survival check. You don't want them too low to the ground to risk flooding in the summertime. You don't want them too high to risk fragility from the mountain itself, from shifting mountain peaks and earthquakes and landslides and things like that. So you kind of get this sweet spot in the center. So as you begin to move around in what you can determine is probably an ideal location, I do need alertness from everyone here to kind of hopefully find a tunnel entrance.
He says it's to find the tunnel, but secretly to not get killed by the monster.
Yeah, her doctor finally out of the camp is not so miserable anymore.
I mean, what monster? Oh, boy. Okay, so...
To mark that.
All right, so...
Anything else this session? I think it was just stealth, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I will get the critical here in a moment, but Irving, what you notice immediately is that that's along a ridge line, just probably about 40 feet below it. There, in between the trees, you notice a small shack. There doesn't appear to be a light on inside, but it is a rough wooden shack that appears to be nestled in the mountains itself. What a doctor notices is that off to the sides, where there is the saddle, as well as the ascent of the peak itself, you do notice that there is an indentation of a snow covering on it. And as you kind of look about, there has been some fresh snowfall, but probably, I'd say 30 feet, or probably 10 yards to 30, or 10 to 11 yards away from you, there are indentations that appear to be 11. You can gather maybe about 11 sets of footprints making their way up in that direction.
Oh, cool. Sort of a clue we could follow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he will. Are we alone? Can we speak at this point, or is everybody quiet currently? I don't recognize if the situation is safe.
I mean, we're in the wild, so I imagine it's probably fine.
So he will just say,
Speak hushed.
yeah, the doctor would just say, over there, I think these are footprints, Mr. Soldier. and points at them, and then sort of points at a few of them, and then where the direction they're leading.
Curious. I do notice as well there's something down there. Building. Let's check it before we follow these.
Certainly, he will make like a branch or something, like stick it where the footprints start, so we can find them again.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Irving kind of looks to it and then looks to our doctor. We could just. He kind of motions to the snow beneath our feet. Follow our tracks back.
Says, sure, I like a redundant plan B. Good thinking, Herr Soldier.
Aye. Irving will head along towards the shack then. Yeah.
So, as you... Oh, that didn't do that. Why didn't that do that? Oh, there we go. Okay. As you begin to make your way up towards the shack itself, you all begin to hear the gear work, the grinding, the mechanisms of whatever that is. And it gets into your... not your chest, but right in between your stomach and your breastbone. It's unnatural. It almost replaces your heartbeat for a moment.
Does it echo at all?
No.
Oh, that's not okay.
Do you hear that? That sound. I think we found the place.
It is like, what do you call it? Ratchets? Ratcheting? On some large machinery?
I don't like it. Let's go. Quick now.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Everyone roll me sand, please.
Saw that coming. My boy's stressing. He's stressing.
If you succeed, it's no sand loss. If you fail, it's 1 in unnatural. Mountains shouldn't tick. That's upsetting.
So
I don't like it.
Sanity goes down by 1 and unnatural goes up by 1?
No, sanity goes down by 1. And when I say unnatural, on your character sheet in the...
So it's neither violence nor helplessness.
Correct. So
Got
that
it.
means that you cannot be adapted to it.
Got it, yeah.
The only way you get adapted to unnatural is by...
Become an NPC.
Yeah, your sanity reaches 0.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
I'm getting there.
What's
I'll
your
beat you all there.
sanity?
Race to the
34.
bottom.
Damn.
So, as you do make your way towards the cabin itself, or, sorry, let me ask that question. Are you making your way towards the cabin, or are you actually trying to go inside the cavern itself?
This is our chance. Let's just go back to England.
Cavern itself, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the cabin. It's
Okay.
it's the most obvious thing in front of us, right?
It is.
Sort of, as a lead. Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way into the cabin. Let me just make sure that I've got everyone here. Oop. There it is. Okay. All right, so you make your way into a vast cavern that appears to be naturally carved out. Sorry, not naturally carved out. That's a...
Oh, cavern! I thought there was a cabin the whole time.
There is a cabin as well.
Oh! Okay.
That's what Irving saw. You saw the entrance to this cave.
Okie doke.
The rough-hewn walls appear to be naturally formed. You are immediately greeted with a warm not breeze, but a warm atmosphere inside. It is a lot warmer inside out of the elements than it is outside. But everyone give me an alertness check, please.
And to be clear, the footsteps didn't lead here. They led somewhere else.
Nope, they led here.
Oh! Well, then we think this might be the actual place we were looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Woohoo.
That's what Irving was trying to get along.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
How-
I get it.
What roll do I need to make?
Alertness.
Another
How
alertness.
do I have an 80% in alertness, but I have failed 4 times this
Oh,
session?
come the fuck on! I want my alertness to work. I'm singing a song. Now give me some points.
Okay.
Does that work?
I mean, I'd give you a 5%, which would succeed because it wasn't. I didn't really
Yay!
feel. I didn't feel it coming from you. But
I don't know. That
Yeah,
was
you
a
gotta add
passionate
some
song.
soul into it.
let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The fucking
Doctor's having a
3%.
bad time.
Christ.
All right.
Everybody's
so,
having a bad time.
Irving, you hear gunfire coming from deeper in the tunnel.
Oh, must be like way deeper, huh? If he only hears it.
Or the others could be distracted by the horrible grinding gear sound.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the gear sound. Yeah, that would do it. Ugh. Yeah, Irving kind of stops, and you both see him kind of raise his rifle just a bit, more alert than he was before. You hear that? Gunfire.
And as he points it out to you all, you can kind of pick up on it. There are the faint popping noises in between the creaking, gnashing of metal.
Oh, it's not good.
Herr Doctor would say, I assume the Germans have found the Swiss and the tourist?
I don't know if that's what it is, or... I mean, fuck, for all we know, they could be training people down here.
That's
and you
true.
notice there's a visible sweat on his brow, almost. Like, he's clearly, quite concerned about the whole thing, but disturbed by the, mountain, perhaps, ticking. Well, let's, move forward, careful. Rifles at the ready.
Yeah. Let me go first. I promise the doctor.
Aye.
All right, so it is Howard first, and then who's after that?
I suppose we should have the doctor in the middle, I guess. Irving can also shoot from the farthest, so that works out.
Okay, so
Well, I guess
Howard,
Howard, rifle now, so.
Doctor.
Okay with Thaddeus being in front of the Doctor.
Okay, yeah,
Catch a few
Alright.
bullets.
yeah,
Let's just kill Raven's character while he's gone.
While he's not here.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
oof, what a faux pas.
Well, I just felt gross even admitting to that. Ugh, not admitting, but agreeing with that. All right, so yeah, then with Howard out in front, give me that stealth check, please. This will be for the group.
God.
Whoa!
Hold on. Can I sing a song post?
You know,
Hey.
I did forget that
I have a
since
mouthful of food, but I give 20% bonus, don't I?
you do give a 20%
Hey.
bonus, which
Sorry.
so a critical success. I did forget that. That is on me as well. But as you continue forward, you stick to the shadows and make sure that you don't step on any loose rocks. And as you get deeper into the cave, you notice that the cave walls themselves appear to be more and more naturally carved, or not naturally carved, but artificially carved. They're smoother. They appear to be evening out into a smooth tunnel. And as you round a bend, as you poke your head around the bend, you can hear the gunfire definitely getting louder. And as you peek around, you see that there are 3
Uh-oh.
soldiers that are clad in very identifiable garb for you, Howard.
Yeah, these are the creepy ones, aren't they?
They might be, they might not be.
Are you
Neither
not
confirm or
soldiers?
deny. And
Not Tin Man.
then you see 3 Germans, or not Germans, but you see 3 men that have pistols and rifles leveled out, and they are attacking.
They're attacking these 3?
They're attacking. Yep, it is a
Oh.
firefight between the 2 of them.
Oh.
Are these Germans?
You are unable to determine that at this point. They're not wearing it. It is dark in here. You do see that they do have some torches, like the actual flashlight torches, off to the side, while they have firearms trained at these three that are jerkily moving towards them with no weapons drawn, but they appear to be moving towards them with a purpose.
You said they're moving herkily jerkily?
Yeah,
They're
like
not
clockwork.
moving steadily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
Howard...
are they not moving like the ones we know? Are they not as are they not moving like the marionettes we've encountered before? Or are they moving exactly like those?
They are moving exactly like them.
Okay. So they're still deadly enough if they get to you.
Yeah, I think Howard, recognizing those things, is gonna open fire on them.
No, for
On
fuck's sake.
which ones?
On the marionettes.
Okay.
Irving, look. Oh,
Go ahead, Irving.
Oh no, I was gonna say you see Irving kind of looking up and trying to figure if we can get past them or not, quite cautiously behind a bit of rubble of the cavern, as suddenly the shot rings out through the tunnel, nearly popping all of our eardrums.
So,
Howard ain't dealing with those things again.
Howard, you do get a plus 20 bonus because you are hidden. They don't know you're there, and you rolled so well on your stealth check. So you can go ahead and get that to your firearms. A critical, nice. Okay, so we're just treating this as the rifle that you have. So go ahead and roll me
Proper
lethality.
Swiss rifle. It's like clockwork.
Okay, I'm gonna have to roll the thing again.
That's fine. Okay, so
What? So how do I parse this as a player? 7% means you did damage, but it says also under lethality or not?
No, I had to press the actual guns attack so that I could click the lethality button.
Yep.
So that 7% doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
I
I
just
see.
needed to get to the lethality button.
And it's 21, so it isn't lethal.
Yeah.
It is not
So-
lethal.
It doesn't trigger lethality. Okay.
Very close, because with a critical, you gain you gain double your lethality. So you are 1% away from truly murking this. So which one were you going at?
How'd you like a song, Danish?
That doesn't change it for this. I'm sorry.
No.
We'll go
appreciate the effort.
for the one on the left.
I appreciate the hustle.
As he's firing out, would Irving be able to call out in German?
Sure.
Yeah, he would call out in German as Howard is firing at the Tin Man. He'll call out in German of, we're here to help, basically. Whatever that would be. He wants to try and give off the impression that we are some of the
we're support.
refugees or something.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
support of any kind.
Support is here!
As soon as Howard opens fire, these guys, you can tell, almost have that collective pants shitting moment of getting fired upon from behind them. But as soon as you start shouting out, they recognize German and starts trying to refocus their efforts. So I'll just do this in
Yeah,
order
they can help us kill these guys because they're much easier to kill.
So I would say you can do that for a free action. If you want, you can go ahead and open fire if you wish.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, if you can do that while he shoots. Makes sense. Alright. Let's shoot one of these things.
Oh, good roll.
There we go. Do I need to click lethality, or is that...
You do.
Okay. Boop. So fucking close!
That's so close.
Well, it's your original roll
What?
that is the lethality roll, right? Like your original
No.
roll has to be on. Oh, okay. The second roll has to be under 10 or under.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, the way that works is you roll to see if you hit, and then after that, lethality is the secondary roll. And that's the numbers that are on that determine, one, if it's underneath that percentage, if that immediately kills that
Or the
creature or
damage.
entity, or the total damage. So,
Yeah. 1 plus 2.
and it is that. So, okay. All right. This one is starting to get a little banged up. Doctor, what is your action?
Could you
here?
confirm to me as a GM that we had established that they're vulnerable to explosive damage? Did I remember that correctly?
Yes and no. It's one of those fluctuating things.
Oh, so it was just lucky that grenade
It was
Howard
just
had thrown
Yeah.
did. So it's
the
not like
roll
you
on the
take
hit
double
was lucky,
damage or something from
basically.
grenades.
correct.
Bummer. In that case, he will just also aim and focus. We're just trying to focus fire one after the other. They are kind of elite enemies.
Okay.
Do I? Well, I don't have a Tommy gun, so what should I click on?
Let's see. I would say you'd have a rifle as well. So go ahead and just roll firearms.
Thank you. Got it. F like firearms is there.
I think you can right-click the lethality button from my roll, even.
I might be able to.
that one works. Nice.
Oh. Ooh.
And then what? I just roll a d100
Yep, correct.
manually, right?
Yep. 75. Okay.
It's again an odd number, which I don't think is what we want, or it's the other way around. I don't recall.
Give me just 1 second here.
But it is a high number, right? 7 plus 5 would it be a lot of damage
That would be a lot of damage.
if it wasn't odd? I don't recall.
Well, you're about to find out.
Yep.
So, as both Howard and Irving launch into, volleys with their hunting rifles, the Doctor pokes around the corner with his, shoots, and it looks like he gets a solid hit, but there's just a telltale ping and then a ricochet shot as the bullet deflects off of the wall behind it.
Damn. Yeah. So they're okay at
Oh,
odd
that's what it
things
was. wasn't
because
it?
they are
The odds
odd.
and evens, yeah.
Yeah. Anything odd is their domain, which is fun because they are odd too. I think that's the whole point, right?
Gets a shot. Thaddeus gets a go here before I go to the soldiers, so it's his firearms, and this isn't too bad. But he fails. He shoots wide and has no effect. I'm gonna have these soldiers go next. So pull them up. There we go. So, okay, that first one does not succeed. I'm just having them do a group roll. 3 of them open up fire on all around, and shots go wide. None of them seem to connect. Now it is their turn. So, everyone here, since you have encountered them before, you know what's coming, but it's still upsetting every time. The razor wire erupts around their fists and their chests. I need everyone to roll sanity, please.
Let's do this. How crazy am I gonna be? Not crazy!
Okay, if you succeed, it is 1. If you fail, it is 5. Oh boy.
Oh my.
This is one that
That's
you
a
will
lot.
probably want to deflect.
Sanity?
Yes, please.
Why?
Because the marionettes are about to attack, and you know what's coming.
Big creepy boys.
You're right. I know what's coming.
So 1 sand loss on that.
Still, huh? Whoa. Don't they just glump people like a prize fighter would?
Something like that.
I'm catching
Howard,
up to you in that sanity.
are you deflecting at all?
Yeah, let's deflect.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a d4, please. Thaddeus is going to do this as well. So 1. Okay. So go ahead and reduce one of your bonds by 1 and reduce your sanity loss by 1.
Okay.
So what you were able to do, though, is you were able to stave off a temporary insanity by getting just underneath that 5 mark there. But you were able to kind of push that off. And who suffered because of that?
My wife and child.
Okay, yep, just burn those people around.
Yep.
So
Who needs them?
right?
Oof.
So these are going to launch themselves upon this guy over here. So just pull up their character sheets. Let's see. That's then they're gathering together. So, boy, I'm rolling like crap as well. As they immediately start moving their way towards this soldier over there, that figure over there, he screams out in German, a panic rising in his throat. And as these individual marionettes, let's just call them marionettes, as they get close to one another, they get entangled with their wiring and are unable to reach him. So it is back to the top. Howard, since you led the charge, what are you doing? I believe you're muted, Howard.
Oh, sorry. I'm firing.
Okay, shoot away.
Alright.
Critical, nice. Go ahead and roll lethality for me, please. You killed that. What's that look like when you kill that one?
Righteous
Yeah, I think
fury.
as they're getting closer towards these 3 others, Howard just... I don't know gun terminology, but he kind of like ejects the last round, prepares another one real quick, and just fires. And by the grace of God, it just slams through this marionette's head, and it kind of like breaks apart and crumples to pieces onto the ground.
Nice, and as the viscera of the internal working mechanism of that marionette splatters across the ground behind it, you feel a little bit better about yourself. Regain 1 sanity.
Hey.
Okay, Irving.
All right, let's follow suit. Hopefully, get lucky.
Success. Nice.
Hey,
Roll some lethality, please.
not a fan. Ooh, but good damage.
Okay, so as you open fire upon this one, your shots, you're pretty sure you get center mass on this thing, but there's just a resounding tunk, and it appears to be relatively unfazed.
Oh my.
So, Doctor.
Fire the missiles! Wait, fire the rifles?
Heal the rifles.
He fires to whoever the others fire. I assume we don't yet have to walk backwards to retreat?
No, there's a line of Germans.
Swiss Guard, yeah. But why aren't they pulling back? Like, clearly the enemies don't have ranged weapons, right?
That's correct, but it's a larger tunnel, but there are 4 guys behind them. It's the kind of fog of war thing that they're slowly backing up, but the combat takes roughly about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So they're slowly beginning to make their way back, but
I guess, why am I even thinking about that? Herr Doctor doesn't care about human lives.
It's true.
That's right, because otherwise most of my other characters...
Say,
yeah, most of my other characters would say, just pull back! But no, it's, Herr Doctor just shoots the middle guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last time I did that, you had me roll firearms. So I'll just do that again. Firearms. 77, that's a fumble, right?
It is a fumble. As you level the rifle against your shoulder, you pull the trigger, and there's a click. As you
Dang.
look, a bullet is lodged within the
Stuck.
chamber.
I curse and begin trying to clean it. I'm pretty good at mechanical, so I'll do that eventually.
Yep, that will be your next action, is to clean that out. So
Mhm.
Thaddeus will go, and he will shoost away. So there's that. Hey, you got a success.
Whoa.
Okay. That is surprising. And a 52, so he did that.
Again,
damage.
odd damage. What is wrong with us?
It's
Okay.
just, I don't know.
As Thaddeus levels his rifle against that, there is a. This is also, in a tight cavern, so you're all getting a little hard of hearing as gunfire is erupting around you. But there's the gunshot from Thaddeus's rifle, and there's a large chunk that gets taken out of this one's shoulder.
What? Okay, that's different than what we expected.
So it is
The
the
hell?
soldier's turn. Let's see. That's-
Again?
They fail. They are panicked. Shots are firing wide. They're not entirely sure what's going on. Now it is their turn again. They are of one mind, so they'll be going against that one on the right there, but there's a lower percentage now. Success. Okay, lethality. Okay. As you watch that these two just lean down and start tearing into this soldier's arms and chest. Everyone roll sanity for the unless you're adapted to violence. As blood and viscera start flying everywhere as this individual is dropped to the ground. Over there is... Oh, everyone fails.
I mean, the odds are not in our favor.
It is one sand loss if you failed.
Okay. Dang.
Do we check violence off as well?
That is correct.
Okay.
Oh boy, Doctor.
What?
No, sorry, Thaddeus.
Oh.
Okay, he's actually going to spend that as well. Okay, so he... I'm not going to do that to Raven. Alright, so... Dr. Mosby just starts shaking and starts taking steps back. Then we're back to the top as... Howard, what is your next step?
I'm shooting this one.
Okay, shoost away. Nice,
Nice.
you guys are succeeding now. So go ahead and roll lethality, please.
Oh, shite. A 4? 4 could be... maybe a pling?
It is a pling.
Yep,
As
this one's the other way around.
As Howard levels his rifle, you try to pull off the same shot that you did before in aiming for the head, but it reflects off of this thing's helmet. You see sparks fly off of it as your bullet carves a path along its dome. Irving.
Alrighty. Let's see. I mean, he's just gonna go for another shot, really. Let's hope he hits.
Success. Nice. Actually, Dr. Mosby would be the one over
Hey!
there.
Holy shit!
Okay, what's it look like when you kill this one?
Yeah, Irving is firing, and still, every now and again, you see an eye twitch from the sound of the clanking of the metallic gears. as he finally centers this shot as they step a bit closer, and it just hits it pretty much like right in the neck in such a way that it ends up sending the head kind of sprawling out onto one of the German soldiers' feet.
Nice. Right. Yes, and because of that, you regain 1 sanity. You feel better about getting rid of whatever these things are, scrubbing them from the world. Doctor.
Hi.
Hi.
Does it look like Thaddeus is like withdrawing from the combat, or he just took a step back but keeps shooting?
He actually he took a step over to the side, and he's hugging. His back is to the cavern wall.
But he's like still aiming and shooting?
No, he is having a bad time. I'm not going to make him reach his breaking point when he's not here to roleplay that out, but
No, it's perfect, because then I don't need to fix my gun. I take his.
okay. Yeah,
I'll just go. If you're not shooting, give me that. And so I'll just swap the guns and start shooting with his.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Skadoosh.
Nice. Go ahead and roll me that
D100.
lethality.
Oh, that's under 10.
That is, but as you level your shots, you take aim at the head.
It's a plink.
That plink, fortunately. The bullets
He curses.
directly on the mask. You see the sparks reflect off of the lenses, and the bullet falls to the ground in front of it.
Yeah, he curses. It echoes. His curse echoes below all the shots.
Yes, German soldiers are up. They shoot. Hey, they finally succeeded. All right.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, so. Okay, so that leaves it with that. One.
Seven's a
rifle.
plink, right? And the other one is an actual hit.
Correct.
Yeah. Nice.
One shot reflects off of the shoulder pad on this thing, causing a little bit of damage, but this one aims center mass and takes a decent chunk out of it. This one, after that, decides to move over and try to grab the soldier on the ground.
Yeah. Finish him off. Rude.
That's just that, so we'll just do that. Up.
Hey!
Fumbles around as the soldier is still conscious and tries, vaguely conscious and flailing, unable to get a good grip on him due to the viscera and blood. But this thing is determined to grab that soldier there. Howard, you're up.
I'm a shoost.
Shoost away.
Wow.
6%.
Roll that low again.
Damn.
Still?
Okay.
Oh.
But that's
okay, 39.
As Howard levels the rifle, and you take a shot, and it reflects off of the other shoulder pad. There's sparks that shoot out from it as this thing seems relatively unaffected by the bullets that you're slinging at it. Irving, you're up.
All right, Irving. Oh man, I'm kind of debating a couple of things because that one's fighting this guy and it's quite occupied with him. These guys are both still fighting it, right?
Yep.
I think this is the time to turn and start finishing them off before it becomes a problem. So I'm gonna shoot one of these guys.
Okay.
Just shoot.
Back.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
Do I get
wow.
any kind of bonus since I'm taking them pretty much point blank by surprise with a rifle?
You get a plus 20 to that. They're not expecting that. You are point blank. Actually, get a plus 30 because you're point blank, which gives you a plus 20, and a plus 10 because, oh god, you're shooting them.
Nice. Oh yeah.
All right, roll that lethality. 5 damage.
Nothing crazy.
Maybe it's the fact that you're turning and shooting a person in the back. Maybe it's that he might be an ally at the moment. You're not entirely sure, but at the last minute, you pull your shot high, and you take a chunk out of his shoulder. He screams out, but you didn't do away with him. So he is going to turn around and shoot at you, while this one tries to shoot at the one. He's confused. I'm going to see what he would do.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's a tunnel, so there's the reasonable question of whether that was actual friendly fire or not.
Yeah.
Whether he just clipped his shoulder.
He is going to shoot at that one, so I'm going to do this. There it is. Character sheets. So this is towards Irving. Oh, and that should have... Oh, that's a fumble anyway, so it doesn't matter how much he has on it. As he... You see your life flash before your eyes for a moment, Irving, as the barrel of the rifle is pointed towards you, and you see him... You see the muscles in his hand flex as he pulls the trigger. Click. And he starts swearing. And there are some creative German swears that you're pretty fluent in German, but holy shit, you've never heard someone swear like that before.
I fucking bet. Oh my. That is so poetically lucky.
As he gets a success, so he's going to shoot. Oh, 10 damage. Alright. And this one blows away that one, as he aims center mass and does a significant enough damage to where the entity falls to the ground. There are the sounds of metal falling that echo off of the walls of the cavern itself, and glass shattering as this creature falls prone. So that was their turn. We're back to the top again. Hey, Howard, Irving just opened fire on this dude right here.
Yeah, you definitely saw him aim at that guy, not, hit him. He aimed at him and shot.
They tried to fire back?
He turned to try and fire, and his gun clicked, so he's probably out of ammo, or it's jammed in somewhere.
Shit. Howard will shoot him.
Okay. You get a plus 20 bonus. You are within point blank range. Jesus, Howard, you're fucking just a murdering machine tonight.
Oh my god!
Okay, what's that look like as you turn this guy into hamburger?
Howard.
Yeah, I think the guy points his gun up at Irving and tries to fire. The gun gets jammed, so he's trying to kind of wrestle with it for a second to eject the bullet and fix the jam. As he's doing that, Howard just kind of sighs under his breath and curses, and then picks up the gun and just shoots down at him into the chest.
There is a explosion of blood and bone and skin that erupts out the back of that soldier. His comrade turns and looks. Yeah, I'm going to make him roll sand, because hot shit. That's bad.
It's pretty fucking bad. Yeah. It's pretty twisted in itself, I guess.
What is that based off of?
Fucking hell. I almost feel bad for the fuckers.
I'll use Ghost's character sheet since that's right there. Oh yeah, no, he failed. He failed big. He's not having a good time. Oh, there it was. So, yeah, I think that's a D8 if I remember. Yep, 6. Yeah, he's swearing. He throws down his rifle and takes flight deeper into the cave.
He can fly?
Yep, sprouts wings. Everyone roll sand. No, I'm joking. So yes, he effectively runs down the tunnel, leaving his comrade behind. You still have line of sight on him, Irving, if you want to finish the job.
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, he's going deeper in, right?
Yep, he is.
And based on the situation, would it seem to Irving like these guys had stumbled upon this place, or like they were specifically like in here and then those guys showed up? I assume they were trying to get in and those things were blocking the way from the look of things.
The situation is actually a little hard to read. You have... Oh, where's it at? There's your character sheet down there.
I'm basically trying to assess whether Irving would think that these guys had stumbled upon this place, or if they were actually inside and things went haywire.
No, I understand. Give me a military science roll, please.
Alrighty. Yeah, because he's thinking it might be worth letting this guy run on in and potentially encounter any danger. But if he's running in and it ends up being allies, then they're going to just come back with more. Oof.
It's difficult to read the situation. There were 3 of them, and there were 3 of those things. If they were just people walking in the mountains, they stumbled onto something, but they did have weapons. They did have rifles.
Well, they were definitely German soldiers.
They recognized German. So
yeah, he's going to assume that these are German soldiers that were looking for the place, or something similar, and that chances are there's not more baddies inside that are with them. It seems to me it seems like well, it's hard to tell, but I think he's going to take the risk and let this guy run on in and hope that he triggers any traps or shit.
Fair enough. Alright, so with that, then, yeah, I'll just remove him. So you do have one that is unconscious over here as you kind of collect yourselves.
Yeah, Irving will tie him up with whatever... well, actually, he's got a buddy there. I am willing to bet they have climbing gear up in the mountains. So if they have rope and stuff like that, I'll tie him up. And we can question this one for info. The other one will plumb deeper and see if there's any baddies. And
as you kind of do just a cursory examination on this soldier, his arms and like his chest have been torn to shreds with the razor wire that erupted from the marionettes. As you look about his person, you don't. The curious thing is that you don't see any climbing gear on him. What you do see is a rifle, a pistol, and some fragmentation grenades, some potato mashers.
Interesting. All right, yeah. Let's gear up, and yeah, even if we have to use cloth or something, we'll tie him up. Rip his own clothes up, tie him up with them if I have to.
Thaddeus kind of collects himself and comes up to give some first aid to this guy. He slowly starts coming around as you kind of bring yourselves back to consciousness. Or he brings the soldier back to consciousness as you restrain him as best as you can. He's pretty injured. He's not going to go anywhere. And he's got some blood loss going on, so he's not doing the best, but...
Yeah, and I think, actually, you know what might work? Irving's not the best with it, but he'll kind of consult with the others. How about this? He's starting to come to. Let's tell him that the other 2 went mad. One of them attacked us, the other one ran in deeper. And,
yeah, I would like to know what he knows about this place.
Exactly. If push comes to shove, we can torture them. Honestly,
That sounds not nice, but it would be doable, yeah.
Well, we don't know what we're getting into here.
He might be, and he would say, he might be Swiss Guard, not German, by the way.
You think?
I don't know. The clothes are nondescript, right, that they're wearing?
They appear to be geared up for climbing.
But they don't have military patches.
You haven't examined them yet. He did look on the cursory for climbing gear.
Yeah.
I guess at that point, since we're having that discussion, the doctor would go to the one that got shot to pieces by us, and sort of looks like kicks him over or looks at the shoulders, lapel, figure out if these are Swiss Guard or the German tourists.
Doc, he's wearing an SS band.
Okay. He looks at it and goes, yeah, Nazi. But Nazis shooting marionettes seems peculiar, no?
Exactly. Unless they've been getting them from this place somehow. Stealing them, maybe. I don't know. But it's clear they won't in here. So let's find out what we can. First, let's give him a run around. Tell him his friends went mad or something. If he's seen the kind of shit we have, I imagine he'll believe it. But if he doesn't buy it, we'll just get what info we can.
Yeah.
At least that's how we explain tying him up.
So he starts to come around, and as he does, you faintly hear down the tunnel a scream echo out. But
Yeah, Irving kind of turns that way with a start. Fuck's sake. Lucky.
and as you look down the tunnel, the marionette corpses are gone.
What?
When he looks down there to see that scream and then notices, you both see him stand up very slowly and start kind of looking all over the place, down the hall, the ceiling, everything basically, and looks incredibly paranoid. Where the fuck did they go? You see that they're not there anymore.
Yeah, so the marionettes we just chopped to pieces, those are gone?
Yep.
Well, shit. The doctor's like, well, that's not okay. I was going to look at the armor plating.
That's really not okay.
Maybe they go back to, the other dimension. By themselves, somehow.
Perhaps. Let's just be careful. Keep an eye down that hole.
Well, I think we will soon run out of sacrificial Nazis.
That's why I'm saying to keep watch. Let's find out what we can from this fella and move.
Jawohl.
So who's going to talk to him?
Her doctor, I kind of love having him interrogate people.
Sure.
I think while that's happening, Howard is just watching this tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah, Irving will kind of help interrogate, but he's gonna let the hair doctor lead.
Herr Doctor will try and get the guy's attention station in German, of course, but I'll do it in English, he says. Quick, he ran. We can probably save him still. What is in there?
Yes. There's the stairs, the people, there's so much down there.
So much.
We knew Christiane was a problem, but we didn't know she had found that. Himmler wanted her gone.
Christiane is, and he will say, Christiane Krämer is here?
Yes.
Ach, scheiße, he says.
Last snake out, is it?
Himmler doesn't like what her and her culty boys are doing.
Where's our backup?
There, and he kind of weakly and shakily points deeper in the cave.
So it says, okay, so we have more men over there that will help take out Christiane.
If they're still alive.
Damn it, do you have anything bigger we can shoot these machines, the marionettes, with?
We had some explosives at our camp. But they came upon us in the night.
What, the marionettes came out of the tunnel?
Yes.
Oh, scheiße.
So she's
Do you know how she's controlling them?
No, I don't.
Ooh, what else could we ask? So maybe yeah, at that point he takes a
Maybe.
step back to Irving.
Maybe the mask. It's got to be the mask she's wearing.
Yeah. We got to destroy the mask she's wearing.
That's got to be how she's controlling them.
Of course.
And Irving kind of looks to her doctor. Well, that sounds like fuck. That's not good. But at the same time, it sounds like she's gone completely rogue.
As the doctor steps away, he kind of reaches his hand out towards you.
Well, I'm not getting close to him. I don't want to get shivved, but I'll say from while standing up, I say,
His hands
What
are
else?
open. He doesn't have anything. You can see that.
okay, I say, what else?
He goes, Himmler's the jealous type. He doesn't like people crowding in on his space. And that Guido that came months ago, he is crowding Himmler's space. Hitler, the Fuhrer, is interested in what Guido has to offer, but Himmler wants them gone. Get rid of them. And he falls unconscious again.
Well, shit.
I'll tap him. I'll sort of like shake his head a little, like slap him a little in the face to see if he comes back to.
And he comes in and out, but it's very foggy.
Yeah, I'll say, Aigner, what about Aigner?
Oh, that's what set Himmler over the edge when Aigner defected.
And the other one is Theresia, no? Right?
Yes.
Then you say, well, at least we have Theresia still, right?
No.
He says, what the hell is going on? Why is everybody defecting?
Guido helped them in ways Himmler hasn't been able to. Guido gave them results. And Zephyr likes what he sees from Aigner and Theresia.
But if they defected, then they're acting against the Reich.
No. They're acting against Himmler. They're not acting against the Reich. They're doing this for the Reich.
Oh. So infighting over the way they do things. But nonetheless, he's willing to fight for it proper, huh?
Give me an intelligence check, Doctor.
Oh, watch me bungle this one.
Yep.
What the? That's an 85.
Oh my god.
I just had to roll
What
under
is
an 80. Freaking brain, like a brain
fucking
aneurysm.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
my
all
god.
of this makes no sense. It's almost like you have to go home. You have to go home to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I don't even have like a paper and notepaper. I'll just look at. Sort of, he looks bewildered at Irving and says, "I hope you remember what the man said, because to me it's just he's raving mad."
I think I have a bit of an idea, but it certainly sounds like a mess.
So, what do y'all do?
I think, oh man. Do we want to kind of set up camp like where we are, block this off a bit, or, like, see if there's any way to close this off so we can be safer while we're in here? Because I know if there are other people looking for this place, that would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Can this entrance easily be concealed?
That would take a survival check.
It's a pretty big entrance, I reckon.
I
But if
will
it
do
could,
the
that'd be nice.
Big
survival check.
entrance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the foliage like is outside
Yeah.
and stuff, but I mean, Irving would bring up the idea of, like, is there any way to cut this off? You know, so
It is winter time, so the trees would be evergreens that you could maybe gather branches from to kind of hide the area with snow. But if Howard gets a success on his survival check, then I can give you some other hints.
Were you trying to prevent Dr. Jones and his guards from finding this?
anyone.
Yeah.
I would take an intelligence check from anyone at this point.
Ooh, I could try and redeem myself.
Howard,
Do it. You
it's
can
too
do
big.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, given that these soldiers, these SS soldiers, came within the past week and came up, you're gonna guess that they have an estimated check-in, but at that point, it's probably if it's this day that they're checking in or sending information back to Himmler, it'll still be a few days of mobilization to get more people here into the country. So you don't know if this is the only contingent that came here, but at the moment this is the ones that they sent.
Yeah, because he pointed forward when I said, where's everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there are other regiments in the country, it's got to take some coordination, and it's
Yeah, they can't just move
time.
freely about.
Exactly.
So we
Yeah.
should be alright for a bit. Okay.
Well, the
Okay.
thing is, and maybe that's what the doctor would bring up, because he's very survival focused, and I don't mean outdoor survival, I mean his survival. He would say,
Yeah.
well, if Hitler once had that, maybe we should just let them do it. Why do we have to walk into this lion's den and get torn to shreds, as he points at the guy at the wall?
Well, I mean, for a reason. I mean, whoever wins this out is going to take the fruit of whatever was made here. Take any research, anything.
Oh yeah, great, like that book we can't read.
Well, I mean, whatever it is that they might find here, it's still better off us having it than them, in case they can figure it out. And they certainly have been up to this point, if you forgot the portals.
Yeah, I think this is something we should try to get. We don't want it falling into their hands.
Or better yet, if we can find that mask she's apparently wearing, take it for ourselves. Turn the Tin Men on them.
You're right, that mask might be an interesting artifact to use. Maybe we can use these marionettes in the war. But I'm afraid they were made with very horrific experiments on people, and Allied Command might not want to use them. But be that as it may, I'm getting ahead of myself. I agree, let's go in there and see what we can do.
Let's just be calm and quiet about it. The more
Yeah.
we slip through path, the better.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so I would say between the two guards that are dead, you probably gathered about, let me see.
Proper weapons?
Well, yeah, they each had some pistols and they had their rifles, but they're about equivalent to. Actually, they're a little lesser than the hunting rifles that you got.
Okay.
But they do have 5 frag grenades between the two of them.
Nice.
Nice. I guess
Nice.
Split
I'll
those
grab-
up.
I'll grab 1 or 2.
I've got high athletics, so I can take 2 of them if you guys are fine with it.
Yeah, sure.
Should be able to nail some stuff with it, with this guy.
Okay, so as you continue on, I take it Howard is taking the lead again for stealth.
I assume they had maybe
Please do.
Did they have helmets at all?
They do have helmets.
Oh man, absolutely. Anything that looks like armor. Remember
Might
that?
as well, yeah.
the head doctor will immediately put on.
Actually, no, sorry. Let me backtrack that. They wouldn't have had helmets in here.
Because they were secret police? Secret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me...
Dang.
They were sneaky boys.
I got confused by the character portrait, so I apologize about that.
But we could make ourselves look like them.
It's all good.
Yeah.
If we meet the rest of their troops, we could approach them
Yeah.
looking like them.
Good idea. Yeah, let's do that even.
He would point that out. If some
Depending
of them
on how
are
much
still
further
alive,
that
right?
other one got.
Yeah, you would have to,
Yeah.
because both this one and the one on the grounds are...
It's like we only get one set
Yeah.
of not
We
completely
might
soiled.
actually be better off with what we're in because it's
You're
just
going
as-
to be better off.
know.
You're going to be
Okay.
way less suspicious with what you're in than blood.
Yeah,
soaked
we won't be
legs.
covered in blood.
Yeah.
So, as you continue on down the tunnel, Howard, give me that stealth. You get that plus 20 there from Irving.
Nice.
God dang it.
Oh boy.
Well done.
So,
We
You-
gonna creep all in this cave. We gonna make sure
That sounds
no one
perfect.
sees us.
I see there's another song.
all right, fair enough.
You're
Yeah, you succeed.
I stepped away for 1 second.
I'm undone by my own rule set. All right, that's fine. As you continue down the tunnel, once again, it continues to smooth out until it is artificially carved. The walls and floors themselves are smoothed out to be perfectly smooth. There is no etching. There is no vein work from the stone surrounding it.
So that must look pretty weird, the transition, right? Because you said it goes from rough, natural cave, but slowly becomes, like, twists into a tunnel and is carved?
Correct.
So it must look pretty fucking trippy, yeah.
And as you get closer, the gear sound gets louder and louder in your head until you come around a bend and you do see that the tunnel continues further, but the smoothed piece of the tunnel itself is stopped. On the other end, you see some what appears to be rubble. So think of it like a T intersection. Let me just do this here quick. So
I think I hear what you mean, yeah.
this side is the tunnel that you're in. This is all smoothed. You see rubble over here, but on the other side of that, this is all rough tunnel itself, rough natural tunnel. And then
Okay.
as you come around the corner, there is a cave that goes that way. So as you come around and peek your head around the corner, you see this. There are wrought iron stairs that are a descending pattern with a obscure steel posting in the center of them that provides support, but it continues down. As you continue downwards, they appear to be finely wrought metal, but there is some rust on them and degradation. So there's that. Do you walk down the stairs? Whoops.
Irving kind of looks to the others like, oh man, this is some fucked up shit again. The size a bit.
There we go. There's
We
everyone.
heard that guy scream. Is there any trace of any kind of combat or anything around here?
As you get closer
any
to
kind of
that
blood?
entrance, there is blood.
Can we tell which direction it led?
That's fine. It's probably getting annoying for everyone. It led into the staircase area.
Okay. So as in, like, does the staircase just go down, sorry, or does it go up
does.
as well?
Nope, it goes down. You come into the tunnel itself that leads to the start of the staircase up here, but as you look down, it goes down. There are good 20 to 30 flights.
Holy shit. Yeah, alright, you'll kind of look to the others and say, alright, well, I suppose we, just head down then, eh?
Agreed.
As you continue down, this sound of the gear work and the machinery gets louder and louder in your head. It's almost hard to hear other people, but you're able to separate it out in this weird way in your brain where you can make connection with the real world versus the sound in your head. The real world itself, it appears to be quiet. Your steps, while you are stealthed, still echo slightly on the metal stairwork that continues downward. As you progress down the stairs themselves and get deeper and deeper into the mountains and into this tunnel, cavern, you're not entirely sure what it is, but the air gets progressively more warm. As you reach the bottom, there are two large golden doors that are made out of polished gold that are on each side.
Oh my. I have a terrible feeling about this.
That's
Irving.
strange.
Definitely pauses, clearly.
Well, the doctor will quietly say, well, at least I don't see these marionettes go up the stairs very quickly if we need to flee.
We'll be fine. It's just ominous, is all.
You did notice
Such a bad feeling.
blood and viscera get trailed along down these stairs themselves along the way in patches. Not frequent or constant, but in patches here and there.
If we, and so the doctor will say, if we see her at all, we immediately open fire, or what is our plan?
I suppose, whatever opportunity we have, if they don't start killing us, I suppose we just, wait and see. I mean, they might believe we're more of their undercover fellas.
Yeah, but the undercover fellas have been trying to shoot them.
Oh, true. I see what you mean. Fuck's what mess. I suppose then we just go in guns blazing. It's the only choice we have.
I don't think the doctor is big on deception, per se. Of course, we could pretend we're part of Kurdor, or the Hitler sent us to as you know a backup or whatever. But what would that even be? Persuasion, sort of deception? Is that? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the doctor has ideas like that. So meh.
Yeah, I think it might just be best to go in guns blazing.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
think so.
Of course, Irving will kind of stipulate that's, I mean, if we have to fight, we'll fight, but if we can slip past or get any kind of advantage, obviously take it.
If you could get that mask off her, that might be all needed to stop this terrible gear sounds.
Oh, true. If Howard, you're the quietest amongst us. If you can get close enough to grab it, or grab her, it remains to be seen.
So, what are we doing?
I think we're going in, yeah?
Alright. So as you push on the golden doors, it is heavy. They are golden plated at least, or maybe made of solid gold, you're not entirely sure. But as you open the door itself, you are all immediately buffeted with the sounds of people? It sounds like a crowd that wafts over you as you all are quite sure. Yep, I'm glad I came over here first. So this
Is this gonna be the place where he was hearing the music?
So as you come into a large open cavern, the stones themselves appear to be finely crafted. There's a large vaulted ceiling above you. There are people around and in front of you on top of what appears to be a large stone platform that reverberates this radiant light, there is a lone figure standing there that has a staff in one hand and their arm up, raised to the sky. There is a sunlit ambiance that comes from somewhere, but you don't know exactly where. Everyone roll sand for me, please.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
I'm home. I'm finally home.
Hey!
My people.
I was expecting something weird. Just not this. Fucking shit.
So, if you failed, it is 1. If you succeeded, it's no sand loss. But those of you that succeeded, you can just kind of brush it off because it's Irving. Irving can brush this off because it's like, this shit is weird. What the hell is going
We
on?
expected this to be like a fucking door to another goddamn dimension or some shit. So this is just like, what the fuck?
But
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
both Doctor and Howard, this is reminiscent of your dreams. The same sounds of the crowds of people. It's almost like you come here in your dreams, but it's not quite. It's this weird half-step measure that it feels familiar, but at the same time feels alien to you, as you feel almost comfortable, but it still just feels bizarre and foreign. And that is where we're going to end it tonight.
Ooh, mysterious.
So,